So this is the story of the Masterscape. You must be wondering what is this Masterscape all about? In 2016, I'd given up my corporate job and I jumped into a lifelong passion that I had of starting my own aquarium gallery, and that was Tropico Aqua. And I started off Tropico Aqua in New Bombay. It was a beautiful gallery that, even if I say so, I set it up. And the whole purpose was to have a nature aquarium gallery, and that was one of the few nature aquarium galleries at that time, and it drew in a lot of people who came in to see the aquariums over there. And one of the major attractions in the gallery was the Masterscape, and this Masterscape was a 4 feet ADA 120p, and that was the centerpiece. And the way when I designed the gallery, I wanted this showcase tank, but I was not sure where to place it. And I was always in touch with Adip, asking him, "Hey Adip, how do we kind of get this going?" And I remember Mayur Dev was also there, and Mayur used to be, always the advisor, and he had done a lot of work setting up these galleries all over India. And Mayur and Adib then told me that, hey, look, if you want something there, it has to be a very nice size, and a 120p is something that is really going to stand out, and have it as soon as one enters the gallery. And let's do it different this time. Let's have it in such a way that people can go all around, and it's a 360-degree view of the aquarium. And let's also do it in such a way that we showcase the entire build, uh, right from ground up. That means a bare shell tank, and then what goes inside. So the various layers, power sand, Amazonia, uh, the Super 4, all of that going into it, and then the hardscape. Other came down specifically for this, and we had a special event around that. This was also the first time, probably, I think, during those days. So I'm talking about 2016, where we went live on Facebook and had the entire aquascaping event shown live. It went on for quite some time. So I'm talking about, it must have started around 6:30, and it went on till about 11:30. It was really of a stretch now that I think back of it, but we enjoyed every moment of it. There were people who were glued on. They took breaks, they came back, we took breaks, came back, and it was going on like that. So this is what I captured of the making of the Masterscape, as we named it later on.
Namaste. Today we're showing you a beautiful aquascape which we built in 2016 in Navi Mumbai at a store owned by Amar Salvi, and the store was called Tropico Aqua those days. So when we worked on this beautiful, live Facebook video, we built a 120 centimeter ADA full nature aquarium with solar RGB, the filter, the cabinet, everything put together. And what I tried to build that day was, it was an evening, and so we had to work through the night almost. And we built a very beautiful, system with Rio stone and some branch wood. So we built a beautiful valley where the woods are, overhanging. And I think Amar, who is the editor of Weekend Aquarist, will showcase that whole, build for you in this video. So I hope you guys can enjoy the beautiful video, like and subscribe for the Weekend Aquarist, and enjoy, and happy aquascaping to you guys.
Hi, welcome to Tropico Aqua's live aquascaping event with Adip Sajjan Raj. I have with me Adip Sajjan Raj, who is the Managing Director of Stillwater Aquatics and ADA India. Adip, thanks a lot for coming down and accepting my invite. Thank you so much.
Glad to be here in Mumbai.
What do you think about the gallery?
This is very nice, very interesting, and I think there's a lot of good prospects for the future. So wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much.
When Adip started setting it up, you will see a much younger me, interacting with Adip. You will see Mayur Dev, you will see Adip, you will see a lot of other people who were there to help us out that day.
Okay, so we'll start from the scratch, Adip. I see that you have your layout tools also over here.
Yes.
So you want to tell us something about the layout tools
So
also?
we'll start using it. There's a lot of layout tools. We have the ADA tools out here, and some moss cotton, and some basic additives. So let's start getting to work step by step.
Okay.
I think we're missing a pin set here, so we need to get a pin set from somewhere.
And you have the ADA Super 4.
Yeah.
You want to tell what all
So
you're going to put
this
over
is
there?
like basically different elements of back to 100 clear super dominant BC, so which will be adding into the the system. So let's start. I think. Let's start. Yeah. So Amar, go ahead, plug it in.
Sure.
The kind of scape Adip had in mind and how he planned it and how it finally came into being. I was lucky that I was the caretaker of this particular aquarium, and it really bloomed. For a good 2.5 years after that, it remained the main showcase aquarium at the Tropico Aqua Gallery. I had to unfortunately, wrap up the gallery at that time. After 2.5 years, that's another story.
These power sand packs. We have the L.
So it's important that it's basically made of silver stone, and it's good if you want to have a long-term aquarium. It's meant more for long-term use.
So this is where the bacteria will also colonize.
Yes.
And I noticed that you are separating, you're clearing up the space about 2 inches from the front. What's the reason that you have for this?
So that it looks good aesthetically.
Okay, so it doesn't come out and keep jutting out. Amazonia, and this is probably one of the best aquarium substrates that we have, and it's been like that ever since it's been launched.
I still remember when people used to come in, they used to talk about the vibe of the entire gallery. They used to talk, and this was the centerpiece. Without much ado, let's see what it was all about.
Let's have a look at the plants getting prepared as well. While Adip is leveling these the sand over here. What do we have over here? We've got Iliocaris, we have the hair grass, the dwarf hair grass. We've got Monte Carlo being used over here, and we have Anubias. We have some red plants over here. I can't really make out which they are. I think they are Reneki. And we have some Ludwiga also. Sandeep, which are those plants?
Ludwiga arcuata.
And which is this one?
Ludwiga arcuata, narrowleaf.
Arcuta, okay.
and this is Ludwig copper red.
Copper red. Okay.
Yes. Hygrophila dwarf compacta.
Okay.
Hygrophila pinnatifida.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrocotyle honda.
Okay.
Macranthomoids.
Micranthomoids.
Varisneria nana.
Okay.
And Ludwiga ovals.
Okay. Super. Thank you so much.
Erectus, robust one.
Augustumon. So we seem to have quite a big scape coming up.
So in this recording, you will see Adip setting it up. I and Adip have a little bit of chit chat before starting off, and Adip then shares as to what's he planning to and his thought process and how he kind of did that particular scape. It had a kind of a valley in between, and then the driftwoods coming from both ends. And it was amazing to watch him at work, because none of the driftwoods by themselves were that great. Okay, and what he did was he combined those different driftwoods and had them all branching out together, and there was this nice valley, there was this nice zero rocks over there which formed that gap, and then he tied those needle-leaf ferns, the ball biters and all, tiny ones. And I was telling him, hey Adip, shouldn't we tie some more to this? Shouldn't we try some more? And he says, look, just watch.
So we have the Sansui stone over here that is going to be part of this layout. This one is a big rock over here. Koke. It's not Sansui, it's Koke. Koke. Okay. My Japanese is not that good, so you'll have to pardon my Japanese. It's called Koke. This one is a beauty. It's a Ruyo stone. Let's see how Adip is going to use this one. Okay. So you see the different layers that are laid out over here in this aquascape. The first layer is the power sand, and you can see that clearly over here. This is where the bacteria will colonize, and above that is the Amazonia sand, and above this substrate Adip will later on use the Amazonia powder type, which is even finer than this. This really packs it up real tight. I get a lot of these questions. Why are these, what's the cost of these stones and why are these so expensive? I think it's not about the expense part of it. I think it's about how detailed they are, and you can actually see the beauty in each of these stones as they are laid out. And this is just the beginning of this particular aquascape. As we introduce the plants, as the plants start growing and blooming, you'll really start seeing this aquascape come alive in the next couple of weeks. And day by day, you'll be getting this account. So I noticed that the team, which is making sure that the plants are just about ready to be planted, is getting ready to get in the plants. So very soon we are going to have the planting also started. Rand, if you could just open one of those newspapers and so that people can see. That's the dwarf hairgrass. The ones that we have used over here, Rand, are these tissue culture plants?
Oh, yeah.
Can you just show us one of the tissue culture pots? Okay, you can't really make out over there. Can you show me this one? Yeah. Super. So if you really see the kind of plants that are being used, and it makes it very easy for us to really just wash off the gel and place it ready for planting right away.
You're going to witness the whole thing come alive, and rightly so. Just within 3 months or so, that aquascape was blooming and blooming, and how. and you will see this in the video, and under those lights, so we had the grand solar lights, two of them powering the tank. We had an ADA 1200 series, ES 1200 series filter, which was the main powerhouse. We had an ADA CO2 system. We had the CO2 diffusers. We had this nice spiral CO2 diffuser. So everything ADA. I think it was also one of the things that we had in mind was to also have it showcase all of ADA's products. It was powered by Green Brighty K, Green Brighty K Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Those days we had those Step 1 series, and we went through all of that. We started recording it as the aquarium started coming to life, and it went through its various stages. It was as a nature aquarium would, went through its algae stages, then came out of algae, and when it was blooming, it was really blooming. You should see. I hope I could, I do have some of the clips where the photosynthesis is going on and the pearling is going on, and it was amazing. It was a sight to watch, and I'm sure those of you who had witnessed the Masterscape can vouch for it. But that was one aquarium that really uh, made a big impression on people, and through this recap of a video, I hope to bring some of that magic back alive. So the Masterscape had a collection of plants. Okay, it had primarily as carpet. It had the Japanese dwarf hair grass. Then it also had storogine repens inside. It had a very beautiful super red Ludwiga super red on one corner just next to the rock. It was amazing to watch that. In a sea of green, you had this bright super red plant, and then the trees or the branches were covered with needle leaf ferns. There was bulbitis, and one of my favorite moments ever in every time is to watch how this bulbitis kind of breaks the surface of the water, and underneath the water those are the translucent green leaves, and above water beautiful dark green leaves start coming out, and that was my favorite moment, and it's how started growing above. Then we had micranthemum, and we also had Nacia pedicillica, quite a few of those stem plants behind, and behind the aquarium, aqua soil was stacked in such a way that it came down in the valley, but behind it was almost like 6-7 inches of soil, and a lot of people commented, why is that soil so thick? And so the idea was to showcase also. It also became an educational spot, because when children came in, when hobbies came in, and they saw how deep some of these roots are going, and the various layers of soil and what is the importance of each layer, it became very easy to explain it. Because you see, in a normal aquarium, you only have a three-sided view, and the back view is towards the wall. You don't really see it. In this one, you could see it, and people could go all around, and that's why I said a 360 degree view. And the fishes, we had cardinal tetras, we had the uh, Thailand glass catfish, quite a few of them, and they used to be always under the shade and always, just swimming over there on the same spot, as if to say, "Hey, have we reached there yet? Have we reached there yet?" And so there was those loads and loads of shrimps. You had Amano shrimps, but the cherry shrimps, really red cherry shrimps, really started, doing what they do best. They started breeding, and we had those red cherry shrimps, the yellow pumpkins spread all over, because the fishes were down, and so therefore the shrimps used to occupy all on the top. And it used to be like a site where you have a Christmas tree, which is all. When talk about Christmas tree, there was Christmas moss on those branches. It was really beautiful. And let's watch some more.
To introduce the autos, and there are about 24 of them in this. Not sure if you can capture them on this. Let's have a look at them coming out. And they are going to be the cleanup crew for this aquarium. They're going to hold fort till the Amanos come. There it is. Some of them don't want to go. Okay, there it is. That's the best part of it. I like about autos, the way they line up. They'll all be together. Let them settle down. Super.
Hey, so I hope you all enjoyed being with me in this very short journey of the Masterscape. Um, I hope I've done justice to what Adit created, and believe me, this is one memory I really cherish, and lots of memories because of this one. Okay, and I hope someday to recreate this. So Uh, thanks for watching. And if you have not subscribed yet to the Weekend Aquarist podcast, please do. And if you have not subscribed to the magazine, please do. We need your support. This is India's very first magazine focused on the aquarium hobby, and I really need your support on this. And we are looking forward to bringing you more and more of these stories that will help the younger generation get onto this hobby. There's so much this hobby can provide, and so much joy and so much nature connect. So I'm looking forward to sharing those moments with you. Thank you for being with us. Enjoy.